Hello, this is your friend real estate agent Mimos Valme with Success Real Estate. Welcome to this channel. In this channel, I go over information with you on everything that you need to know to purchase your home. Today, I'm going to talk to you about closing costs. What is a closing cost? A closing cost is all the costs that associate with the transaction in order to complete the home buying process. So how much is the closing cost? Usually the closing cost is a percentage of the loan price, between 3 to 5% of the loan price. That's going to come about. And the closing costs, there's three parts. The first part, we have the loan fees, we have the tax fee, we also have the prepaid escrow. Let's go to them in detail. So the loan fee, what is the loan fee? The loan fee is all the documentation in order to complete the application so you can complete the process. When we're talking about the loan application, the loan fee, we have the loan application, we have the loan processing, we have in order for the lender to check your credit, those part of the loan fee. We have the title search, we have the attorney that's going to review all the paperwork, we have the title search where they're going to do like a background on the house to make sure that there's no lien, there's no tax lien, no mechanical lien. In case if the owner pays somebody to do a work in the house, they don't pay them, they go ahead, they put a loan on the house. So there is a lot of things that need to be completed in order for you to clearly purchase your home. So each and every of the documentation that's the lender, the loan officer is going to complete, each of them, they require a different fee. So it's depend of the area that you are, it's depend of the state, it's depend of the price of the home, it's depend of the bank that you're using. So but at the end of the day, all of the documentation, they require the fee. So those fees, you don't pay them at the beginning. So they actually go ahead, the lender actually go ahead and complete them at the end of the transaction before you get the key to your home. That's when you pay those. That's when you pay them. So like I said, there's a lot of documentation, a lot of paperwork, application, check your credit, check the documentation, doing the research on the background of the house. The attorney is going to review all the documentation, make sure all the paperwork they completed, your name is spelled good. Every paper that's need to be complete. So they have a cost that associate with them. So they part of the closing cost. So the second type of the closing cost is the taxes. So every time there's a transaction that's going on anywhere, you need to pay taxes. When it's come to purchase a home, we have the recording fee. When you're done signing all the paperwork, and therefore before the attorney actually give you the key to the home, you can actually go to the house and start moving to your new home. The attorney need to record the documentation. They need to record everything. They need to transfer all the paperwork from the previous owner to you, which is the new owner. So all of them, and the city taxes. So all of them is part of the closing cost. And the third, which is the last not least, we have the prepaid escrow. The prepaid escrow is the lender required you to pay the premium insurance and the taxes, to pay for the taxes for at least a year. The lender is gonna require you to pay for the premium insurance and the taxes up to a year in order for them to go ahead after like 6 to 9 months you've done purchase your home, so they can go ahead and make payment on your behalf. For example, when you purchase your home, the city is going to send you a bill. You have to pay taxes for the city, but this money is already on your escrow account. Before they do that, 3 to 4 days before they do that, the lender is going to go ahead and take that money from your escrow account and release it to the city and pay the taxes. Same for the insurance company. Usually they pay the premium in front, or usually they keep the money on the escrow, and then once the money is due, they pay. So all those documentation, all those fees, so those are what is contribute, that's make up the closing cost. That's why usually the closing cost is a percentage of the sale price. The higher is the closing cost. Usually I tell client, don't compare your closing cost with somebody that just purchased a home, because if they're not the same price and you guys don't use the same lender, it's going to make a big difference. That's why your job is, before you actually settle with one lender, you need to actually check at least 3 different lender, different bank. When you check, you have an estimate how much they charge to process the service for the application, the interest rate, so you can actually pick one. So you don't just go to one and you're making a decision. So you do some window shopping, because each of them, the money, the fee that they charge, those are make a difference when it's come to the closing cost. So who pay for the closing cost? Some of my clients usually asking me, there's a lot of question, usually said, Mimos, do I pay for the closing cost, or the seller pay for the closing cost, or Jojo pay for the closing cost? The answer is both of you can pay for the closing cost. So the seller can help you. If you ask them at the beginning of the deal, they can give you a few $1,000s toward the closing cost. There's some of the stuff they cannot do for you, but at the end of the closing, on their proceed, they can give you credit. Let's say you're buying a single family home, your closing cost is going to come up to $6,000 to $7,000. At the beginning of the deal, if your agent asks the seller to contribute $6,000, $5,000 to your closing cost, at the end you just have to come up with less than a couple $1,000s. So, but you have to ask them at the beginning of the transaction. You cannot wait at the last minute, 3 to 4 days prior to the closing, when you get all the disclosure that actually give you all the information, all the fee, all the application and detail, everything, every cost that's in the closing cost, how much why they charge you, how much the loan fee, how much everything, the appraisal. So how much the beginning of the loaning, called the seller, say, you know what, I want you to pay for my closing costs. It doesn't work that way. So your agent need to do that. That's mean we both sign, we have an agreement. So at the end, the seller cannot say, you know what, I'm not going to give you $5,000 toward the closing cost if your closing cost just come to $5,000. So if they agree at the beginning, they're going to contribute $5,000, so they have no choice, they have to give you the $5,000 toward the closing cost. So those are all the information for you that's purchased your home for the first time. So if you didn't know those information, or if you knew them before, that they can refresh your mind, your memories, if you're thinking about if you want to purchase your home now, so you have an idea. Instead of saving just for the down payment, you need to start saving for the closing costs. Even though the seller might help you out with the closing costs, but you need to have at least the money on your account in case something happens. Go ahead and continue with your purchase. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me any comment below. If you need to get in touch with me, if you're thinking about purchase your home now, if you're in the Boston area, the South Shore area, the Brockton area, get in touch with me. My information will be in the description below. So click the notification bell, subscribe to my channel so you can get in touch with me for my next video.